Hi folks. Last time we spoke we looked at distance time graphs. I want to just visit that quickly again because when we've got here, this person travels this distance in that much time. Now if we looked at somebody else and they travelled this distance in the same amount of time, one of the things we spoke about on the distance time graph was that steeper means faster. And one of the things associated with all of this, and particularly when we're dealing with time, is the word rate. It's a faster rate. Now all the speeds that we looked at before were constant speeds or average speeds, because we spoke about constant speed being an ideal. But what would happen, what do you think is going on here? What could we read by that? I think what you could read was that this person started off quickly and then slowed down. In an example where you might see that, a classic example from a maths point of view would be, say you had a vase like that and you were tipping water into it. And let's say the water comes in at a constant rate. The water comes in at a constant rate, but I hope you'll be able to see that when that's thinner, the graph's going to fill up quicker. So as this goes up, you can see, so the vase is thin here, and the vase is fat there. And that's to do with that gradual change. Now let's say we had a more aggressive change. So let's say our vase was maybe like this. So say our vase was like this and we were filling it with water. You can see when it's thinner, we would have one rate. But when it was fatter, it would be slower because there's much more volume to fill up. So you might see that abrupt change making something like that happen. And imagine you had almost like a circular vase. What would happen there? When the water came in there, you would see immediately it's getting fatter. So as it's fatter, you're getting more volume to fill with your water, and so that gets slower and slower and slower. But then as it goes up again, it starts to speed up again. So here you would see a rate starting off fairly fast, but then slowing down. But then as the next seemed to shallow up again, you would see it speed up again. I think they're really quite interesting questions. So what this graph is looking at is different rates, how steep the graphs are, and about how they relate to a physical situation. Here we had the whole idea of slow speed, faster speed, but then it could vary, sort of going fast and then slowing down. A long distance runner you could imagine their rate in a long race, they might keep at a fairly standard rate for most of it, fairly steady slow rate, but then just at the end they might do a quick sprint finish. So there's all sorts of applications that you can use for this, and really it's about using your common sense, thinking about how does the rate change. Would it, if they're getting quicker, will it speed up? Here, as the neck gets thinner, it speeds up, and that causes a steeper graph. As it gets fatter, it slows down, and that causes a shallower graph. And I think really that's all there is to it. Okay, hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon.